try, but I think one of our big rationales for coming out here, as opposed to just going directly back to the thing, was to try to drum up support from the Goliaths, not necessarily just your clan, you know?
Ooh, right. Ooh. In Streamlabs, do you have any hotkeys set to mute yourself? Okay.
Right,
So
stream is
okay.
live. Let me know if you can hear me as we're talking. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay.
Yay!
I think I know what was wrong, and I'm really pissed off that was the thing that was wrong. But
Was it like the simplest explanation it could have been?
no, it was not even a little bit.
I mean, that's good at least.
It's one of the most complicated things it could have been. So I apologize. We're going to finish the stream. I'm going to pee. God damn it, I need to pee. But I'll be quick. So y'all just keep having your discussion. I'm going to step away for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
For context, throughout that whole process, while Bear was attempting to
make it happen,
we were plotting kind of our next steps, like informally out of character. So
yeah.
Also, do people on this stream know him as Bear? Is that a thing?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No.
What do they know him as?
Either the blind GM or those from Twitch would know him as Adam or Almighty Ursus.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Well, the blind GM, aka my brother Adam. So, yes.
I mean, his profile picture is a bear. He's got Ursus in his name. It's not a stretch.
Not a stretch.
Bear.
Not a stretch at all.
You all have to deal with me snacking, so...
That's, yeah.
Oh no, whatever shall we do?
But so
Nobody
while
needs to see me eat.
That may have been a frustrating and time-consuming experience for y'all, we got things done.
We did get things.
We're discussing getting things done.
We made some headway on plotting.
So it was all good for us.
So we won the game.
We won D&D.
Actually, what we're going to do now is we're going to build characters for their next campaign. So strap in. They won the game, guys.
We're each going to share screen as we go through D&D Beyond and show you every little step of us building our level 1 characters.
One at a time, starting from who's on the top left of my Zoom call right now.
That sounds horrific.
So real quick, I have to share this.
Don't ever do that.
I got a shirt.
Is that a bear exploding stars?
What is that?
Bear breathing rainbows into the sky.
That's cool.
Oh my.
Nice.
Reich found it.
I love that shirt.
That's a good shirt.
So,
and it's in space too. It's like on the moon.
Yes. As soon as I got it, the little sower of chaos wanted one too. So she was going to get it. But the smallest they had was a teenage size. So she'll have a night shirt for a while.
There you go. That's awesome.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the extremely late start with the technical difficulties and everything. I do know what is wrong. I will fix it before we game this game next. I do know what is wrong because it was specific to this particular game. I'll fix it before we game again.
Good to know.
Anyway. Arani, Katie and Leoben's mom, takes her leave. Casts a spell that causes a sunflower to grow between the cobbles, the tightly packed cobbles of the dwarven office, and despite all credulity, manages to cast transport via plants through the sunflower and disappear with Hull's skin. That said, a long-ass time ago, I had asked Malin to make a perception check. Malin, what was the result of that perception check?
Thankfully, I wrote it down.
Oh, I'm glad.
17.
Nice. As you are kind of going through and you're trying to pick through all a mound of gold pieces and silver and platinum pieces, trying to pick through and figure out what bones are, Goliath bones and what bones are not. You kind of against the back wall, buried kind of under the mound of treasure, is a mirror against the wall. A very
Okay.
large, like ornate mirror, like full-on Snow White style mirror.
Is it the mirror Vera said?
Don't touch it.
No.
I will
Don't
call
touch
over magic-y type people.
Is that how you magic type people?
Yes.
I feel like that's exactly what Malin would do.
It would. Adira, what the hell is this?
What is the
Adira-
I'm not touching it.
Adira goes over, looks at it,
It's a
and says it's a
mirror.
mirror.
It's a mirror.
Okay, I'm sure it's more than a mirror because why would it be hidden in the back of the dragon's lair?
I mean, have you tried saying mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?
Don't
Well, I
talk
know
to
it
things
won't
when
be
you don't know
me,
what they
so
are.
you're pretty. You look at it.
You're
Kira
pretty.
casts detect magic.
Kira
Your head
casts
explodes.
detect magic. Your head explodes. No. It is you no. It is magic.
It's magic.
All right, give me 10 minutes, and Adira does the Macarena for 10 minutes, and it discovers what it is.
It's an inside joke from a game that was never streamed.
While Adira is doing that, can Katie start trying to take apart the corpse of the ancient dragon?
I want boots
Sure.
and a purse.
Yeah, that is not actually nature. That is a survival roll.
Oh.
Hey, I can actually help with that.
Ooh, I actually am better in survival. Look at that.
You can
Excellent.
either roll separately or aid another.
I would like to aid.
Okay. So, Katie, you may roll with advantage, please.
Excellent. And now I know that I can right-click the number in D&D Beyond.
Right? Such a great
Roll
thing
with
to learn.
advantage. Good lord. 23.
All right.
Nice.
Yes, it does manage to work. I'm thanking the chat for their patience. It does manage to work. We actually somehow have 6 viewers as opposed to the 4 that we had when we started. So maybe now that they can hear me, they're actually sticking around.
Thank you again, everybody, for your patience.
Anyway, yes, you are able to start dismantling this massive red dragon corpse. It is going to take you some time, however, to do, which works out because you've already got like a 10-minute sync with Adira doing her thing. But it is going to take longer than that. It's probably going to take a couple of hours because it's the size of a jumbo jet. Like, this thing is massive.
Well, I mean, when you take into account the fact that, like, the conversations we were having out of character have to happen in character.
True. I would say that is
we're going to
accurate.
be here for a while, and so, yeah, I think it's fine.
What have we got to do? Not a lot. Not a lot.
Not die.
So basically, Adira, once you finish casting your spell, you learn that it is fundamentally, it's called a mirror of clairvoyance.
Ooh.
You do note as part of your ritual and kind of identifying what it is, it appears to be fixed to the wall.
Boo.
Boo.
Bearing in mind, this is
Okay.
also a very large mirror. Like it's from floor top to bottom, it's probably 6 feet tall, and probably about 3 or 4 feet wide.
Could be shoved in a sack.
Adira rolled, I guess, a nat 20 on the die, plus a number for Arcana to see exactly what it does.
It will, as you're kind of studying it a little bit more closely, it is keyed to specific areas in and around the offices. It appears to be basically a security monitor. It appears to be a way for the administration to look in.
This is
Different
like
areas.
the closed circuit television.
Exactly.
This is where you would view it.
This is
Got it.
cams and Among Us.
Gotcha.
I look through them, seeing if anything interesting pops up.
You kind of flick through them a little bit. You see some of the rooms that you guys didn't go in. You see the room where the portal is. And then you do see the cavern, several of the rooms in the cavern that you came through where all the fire giants were. The fire giants appear to be gone.
That's handy.
However, in one of the rooms, one that you kind of glossed over as you made a beeline for the thing, you see a significant quantity of spikes shoved into the frozen ground with decapitated heads upon them.
Oh, shit.
Somewhere in the realm of about 30 of these in a big kind of haphazard pattern.
Great.
Anything else about
Out in
the
one of the
room?
out in one of the caverns?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else about it?
Do
That
I
room in particular?
recognize any of the heads?
Well, the only one that's seeing this right now is Adira.
Yeah. What? So, one question: is there anything else notable about that particular room other than the spiky heads?
Not in particular, no.
Okay.
Can Adira tell what kind of heads they are?
Actually, let me rephrase that. There is one additional feature. There is what appears to be a tanning rack, kind of at the center of this like haphazard circle.
Well, that's kind of gross and handy.
On which there is currently a skin.
More skin. Good.
There's
What
also,
skin
and now that
is
you're kind of
it?
looking at it a little more closely, there's a table off to one side on which there is a skinned humanoid form.
Ew. God, these people are nasty.
Cool. And then that's the only notable thing other than not in the room, but just like throughout the whole catalog of rooms.
Well, and the fact that the fire giants are no longer there.
Okay, cool. Did my Arcana roll give me sufficient knowledge of what might happen if I break this thing? Is it going to release energy in such a way that it will hurt anybody or myself?
No, it would cease to function.
Great, awesome. Adira picks up something heavy-ish and breaks the mirror.
Okay.
Whoa, hey!
Make a strength check, please.
This is going to be real embarrassing.
I mean, Kira's standing right behind you.
I got a 17.
Okay.
That's not bad.
You got
Did
a
I break
17.
glass?
You reach down and you kind of grab you grab like a large candelabra that was one of the art objects that was in here, and you kind of slam it against the mirror and it just kind of bounces off.
All right, then Adira just wub-wubs it till it explodes.
Why did we break it?
So yeah, you see Adira just kind of bounce this thing off the mirror and then kind of sighs a little bit and then starts like doing her concentration, and you start hearing the and the mirror starts to kind of fracture in the center where she's focusing it and starts to crack, and then finally just.
Was it an evil mirror?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, DM, quick question.
Yes.
I know my Holy Avenger thing is not a longsword. What is it actually?
A warhammer.
Thank you.
And I forgot to change that. I apologize.
That's okay. I'm just renaming it in my thing.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
It's a warhammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're harvesting the dragon,
Yeah.
I'm going to actually pull out Odd, because if I remember from what you were saying, Odd was a sword that was mostly put together, but not necessarily 100% like it sounded like the hilt wasn't wrapped or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do not wrap it with skin from my people. That is creepy.
Dear God, fuck, lady. No.
Also, we don't know
You're
that
going
your
to the
people
cave
are
and wrap
skinned.
with the Goliath skin on it.
Dragon nowhere near you.
And you didn't see it. And Adira made sure that you didn't see it because that would have been cruel.
I'm serious. As I'm gathering up bones, do I notice like stuff of people I know?
Yeah, here and there you do. Like there's in and among the treasure. Yes, you see various like they seem to be less like treasured items and more just like kind of like trophies. But yeah, you do see periodically as you're gathering up bones, there appear to be like discarded talismans and totems and whatnot of individuals from your tribe.
Like any of
Or your
those,
clan, sorry.
I'm like keeping, and
Okay.
I'm like seriously putting the bones together because I'm not leaving them in this nasty ass cave.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check.
This will be fun because I don't even know what that is.
That is a skill.
Base.
No, it's a wisdom skill. I'm fucked. All right. An 11.
Well, the head goes at the top.
Ed,
I'm
don't
not trying to I'm not trying to reassemble the bodies. I'm just trying to. I don't.
I'm sorry. I thought you were like trying to like lay them out.
Oh no.
Sorry.
I'm like I realize I'm not going to be able to
Okay.
articulate the skeleton.
I was like, I was here for it. I was going to let you do it if you rolled well enough. But yeah, no, you're able to kind of separate the bones and the various like
The bones of my tribe from like bones of like other stuff that it ate.
Yes, you are able to do so. Although you do find a set of bones that you're fairly certain belong to a halfling.
That's probably okay. Did I?
Bones.
That's probably whole. I mean, I kind of.
No, you
was
knew what
aware
was
of
going
that.
on.
Yeah, so I'll keep those as well.
Okay. Okay, and yeah, you actually do see amid the bones of the halfling, you do see there's the clothes are long gone. You're pretty sure you don't know. The clothes are long gone, but there is a metallic like necklace around her neck with a tiny little looks like a small like copper very poorly wrought sailing ship at one of them.
Aww. God, these people suck. Any of those things I take and I put them in a pouch, and that's going to go to Keel. And then anything of the people that were my tribe, then
Did she
keep.
find her mother's talisman?
Yes, we found that, and I'm wearing it.
Found that. Okay.
You did find it in the last game.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Thing is, and I'm going to make this clear, usually the talismans you find are kind of amid the bones of what you think are the people. Your mother's talisman was separate from all of that.
Oh, they kept her special.
No, she's still alive.
Leoben, you had pulled out Odd,
Yeah.
and then we yelled at Death.
Sorry. Yeah. And
When do we not yell at Beth?
But I'd be like, so Odd, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, I guess remind me, can you see around?
Yep, I can see things.
Okay, so we defeated this dragon.
Yeah, sure did. That was awesome.
And I feel like, we should maybe, in honor of doing that, and being that you helped us as far as letting us know what's going on, and to kind of honor you, that maybe we should even incorporate some of that into your build here if you're interested.
Really? That would be amazing.
I mean, I guess I don't know. You probably know more about crafting and I imagine even potentially enchanting than I do. But I don't know. It seems kind of fitting that we kind of avenged you in that sense, and I don't know. Maybe you tell me. I don't know. I can try and help as best I can, and if you want to walk me through it.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to. I mean, what are you going to? What were you thinking about using? Because what you do is going to really kind of inform what I can help you with.
Well, I hold on to Odd and I gesture towards the entire body of the dragon. The world's kind of your oyster in that respect. What would you like to incorporate?
So she goes on this. They go on this long, detailed description of how they want to incorporate pieces of the dragon into their build. So basically, they want you to turn the dragon hide into dragon leather. and wrap their hilt with it.
Which I figure we could take from the wing, easy enough to do.
Right. They want you to take the tips of several of the dragon teeth and put them decoratively into the sockets so that they form kind of a spiky dragon hilt.
Easy enough to do. I mean, I'm assuming they're also guiding me through on how to do this, so I'm not messing it up too badly. And like, you know, I'm definitely taking guidance from them in that regard.
If they weren't so aggressively cheerful, they would be pedantic in the amount of information that they deluge you with.
That's fair.
On how to do the things. I would say that you're probably not going to be able to actually incorporate them at this time.
No, but I'll at least gather the items and
Right.
I mean, it's a like you said, it's a dragon the size of a fairly large airplane. So I imagine we'll be able to harvest the components and
for sure.
But at any rate, and then I'll just as I'm working with Katie to harvest stuff, I'll let Katie know too. Like, Odd has a great idea about a few things to deck them out and kind of explain, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Adira, is this a secret sidebar, or is this a sidebar you can do in front of everybody?
This is a sidebar I can kind of do. Essentially, Adira is going to pull Kira aside and say, I think we need to go back out into that room, just you and I, while the others are doing this, because it's going to take them a couple of hours.
Back out into which room?
Where the frost giants were. They're gone.
I'm more worried about that portal than anything.
Yeah, I think I have an answer for that. Adira is going to do an investigation roll and see if, because this is the administrator's office, I'm guessing there's some sort of controls for that shit in here. So she's going to do an investigation to find something that looks like it can control that.
Okay. Go ahead and make your investigation roll, please.
The hell is it? Where are you? There we are. 23.
You look around, and yes, sure enough, kind of there's a corner where there's a series of desks, and as you kind of search through it, like one desk seems to be dedicated to like crafting projects, one desk seems to be dedicated to paperwork, one desk appears to be dedicated to just like a junk desk, and just
even the dwarves have them.
It's just kind of covered all over with like half-finished, half-formed projects and whatnot, and there appears to be like odd spare bolts and nuts and other crafting bric-a-brac just kind of all over the place. But yes, at the work desk that seems to be dedicated more towards like paperwork, you do find a series of controls. But as you do not read Dwarven, you are uncertain as to their function.
Hey, Leo, but can I borrow Odd?
You can't speak Dwarven.
Can I borrow you?
Yeah.
There we go.
Katie, I'll be right back. Yeah, what's up?
Can you read these and tell me which ones does what?
Okay.
So there's a series of controls, and they're basically like brass, like lever headed with like a gem. But as you're looking at it, they're like inexpensive. They're like rose quartz, that sort of thing. And they're like flick levers. Each one is labeled, and literally, it's like they took some kind of like adhesive and a piece of vellum and wrote what it is, and then stuck it above the thing. Like it's not beautifully engraved, but it's written in Dwarven. And yeah, you note that each one of these seems to control the function of each of the security measures in each individual room, including the portal room.
So this looks like it runs the different security features of the cavern. Hey, Odd.
Uh-huh.
Question. If we flick this switch, this one looks like it may be for the portal. Does that turn off that defensive measure that causes people to lose their memories?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I've only been in here once, and I don't know what everything does, but I'm pretty sure that's what it would do. But it makes sense, right?
Okay.
We do have guests every now and again.
Okay. So Odd's like, we'll call it 80% certain that switch will deactivate the memory wiping whammy kabammy thing that they put into the portal.
Well, only one way to know. Flicks the switch.
Nothing happens in the room.
Great. While you are taking care of the dragon, I think Kira and I are going to go for a bit of a jaunt. We'll be right back with you.
I will follow Adira out.
Should, if like one of you goes to the portal and does lose your memory, there's going to be giants there. Should I like maybe prep a teleport if we need to?
That's okay. I'm immune to fire.
Right, but if you lose your mind, it's not going to really matter, and they can still stomp you flat.
I think the giants are gone. I saw it in the mirror.
Okay.
I was wondering when that information was going to be shared.
I just wanted to play
good.
a little bit.
No, that's fair. That changes things. That's fine then, I guess. Unless, I can't really imagine they're hiding.
I don't think
not.
they would hide too
they're
well.
Really freaking huge. Yeah. All right.
Okay. We go back through the portal, into the out.
Into the out. But just in case Adira writes on her hand with like some ink that she has, go through portal. Just in case.
Memento.
And I cast Bless on myself and Adira.
Okay.
Nice.
What exactly are we looking for, Adira?
Now that we're out of earshot, Adira reveals what she saw, and she says, I just want to make sure that one last thing is not Malin's mom. Because if it is Malin's mom, that means it is still alive and needs your help. She is still alive, I suppose. But this is not something that I thought Malin should see without some serious prepping.
Agree. Absolutely. Let's go check it out. I will have my handy warhammer out and ready to go before we walk through that damn portal in case the fire giants are somehow hiding.
So as you step out, you see that the portals that kind of bounced you back and forth before you got into the office are off. You see that there are several openings where there had not been before, and you have a much easier time of getting through the place to get to the portal room.
Interesting.
And you step through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You step through the portal. I would like you both
Fuck.
to land safely on the other side.
Hey!
That was mean.
You jerk.
I know, I'm not sorry.
You're full of meanness today.
I am full of anger and rage and spite.
You know what? I enjoyed it. It's good. And then I suppose Dira I'm guessing she could kind of triangulate where the thing is.
So if you vaguely remember what that map looked like, it was at the top kind of right corner that you guys had completely kind of missed and gone around.
Sure.
And yeah, you see that there. Fire giants are gone. It's pretty clear where they left through the door. As you kind of move up and through, I would like you both to make perception roll, please.
My passive perception is a 19, if that's good enough.
Oh, right. I should have passive perception. Again, I keep forgetting that this is a thing. Adira, what is your passive perception?
What the hell is my passive? Not great. 12.
All right. But Kira, as you guys are kind of passing within proximity of the exit, you hear the sound of combat outside. Roaring voices, yelling kind of deep, sonorous voices, followed by even deeper, more basso voices, neither of which are speaking a language you understand. They are two separate languages, though.
They're not common, draconic, elvish, or gnomish?
Nope.
Cool. I'll just like put a hand on Adira's shoulder and point up to the exit and tap my ear.
Are any of them infernal or orc?
No.
Damn it.
Cool. So, and I still head over to the area that Adira was taking us to.
Okay,
Yeah,
Adira, go ahead and make a perception roll to see what she's talking about.
Adira's not going to hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
She's not going to hear it.
So as you
unless Kira wants to aid me and I can try again. But
well, I assume that pointing it out would have potentially given you some aid, but
give him a perception roll.
Okay.
You guys make it to the top left corner of that map, and you, sure enough, like even as you get close enough, you realize you could smell it. Just the smell of the rot. Tanning is not a fun and non-stinky process either. And yeah, as you walk in, you see there's these rows upon rows of heads. The older ones are more skeletal in their nature. The more fresh ones have some flesh on them. You do one of the freshest ones, in fact, that you find. You do recognize as one of the Goliaths. It is Tharak.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna kill a bitch.
I mean, we already killed some bitches.
I'm gonna kill some more. They killed my dad.
Is
You're
that
not
also likely what the fresh body is on the thing?
No, the fresh body on the thing is actually not super fresh. And no, it does not have, again, it's missing skin, so it's kind of hard to tell, but it was fairly expertly skinned. You're fairly certain it was female-bodied, and it was it was a little too slight to be a Goliath.
Okay.
If you want to make a medicine roll to try to glean what it might be, you may do
I'll
so.
try it.
I've got wisdom.
Hey, I got a 23.
I didn't get that high. I'll give it to her.
I got wisdom.
I
got music.
It is an elf. Appears to have been a female elf. It is missing its head. There is a skin on the tanning rack. You have a sneaking suspicion that is the skin. But as you're kind of looking at that from this angle, as you kind of turn around and look, you see an elven head. And you recognize that head.
What is it?
That is Shadowlock's head.
Fuck you, bitch.
Really?
Well, that's one thing off the bucket list.
I take Shadowlock's head.
Okay, you now have. It's been there for a while, so like you can't just grab by the hair and yank because it'll. Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
I appreciate it. So you can't just grab hair because it will literally just kind of pull scalp with it. So you just kind of grab it, and it's a little falling apart, but you get it.
Is there like a piece of cloth or something nearby?
Yeah, you see in one corner there does appear to be a pile of probably discarded clothing.
Okay, cool. I will wrap Shadowlock's head in something, and I feel like maybe this will make Malin feel better.
Maybe very incrementally.
Very incrementally.
It'll make Leoben feel better, that's for sure.
Are you taking this for their benefit?
Yes.
Okay.
Why would I want it?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
She's going to wear it as a hat.
I do not tend.
Now it's a hat.
I don't know if you've seen that guy, but he's funny.
No, I thought the others may benefit from confirming her demise.
That's good. Well, it does not appear that anyone's mother's here.
BT dubs, Kira is whispering, just as an aside.
No, I'm assuming that what's her face would, my character, Adira, would do the same.
What's her face?
What is her face? Also,
slowly sloughing off is what it's doing.
stage whisper. Also, there's sounds of combat up the tunnel. I think that's where our fire giants went. We should probably, scooch back through the portal pretty quick.
I'm incredibly curious what they're fighting, though.
I don't know. I heard a second set of voices in a different language that I also don't know.
Out of character, what sort of benefit does invisibility give to your stealth rolls, if anything?
You're invisible. That's the benefit it gives you.
Okay.
But if they can smell.
Yeah, that's true. If they can smell, that's an issue. All right, well, then let's go back.
Okay.
Plus, we shouldn't
not
split
even
the
the
party
least
for much longer.
bit curious who they're fighting?
Curious, but I am shitty as a motherfucker at stealth. I'm not trying to get anywhere near that.
Well, actually, all right. Adira has an idea. I can zip around, and I can get in and get out pretty quick.
You're super squishy.
I can get in and out and do it quickly. Or if you just want to walk up and see, we can try.
I think that is an abysmally bad idea.
Probably, but I'm really curious. Plus, the game master is tempting us.
Probably shouldn't have. I was a little shocked.
I think we should go back and get Leoben.
Make him do it.
And have Leoben be sneaky.
Fine. I
have
do
Leoben
message to Leoben. Are we within 500 feet or whatever the hell it is?
It's 120
feet
is
is message.
100 feet.
Oh.
It's 120
get
feet.
Close.
Is it 120 feet? Okay. No, you are not.
Yeah, right. That's what you got.
Let's just pop onto the other side of the portal. We can message him from that side of the portal and get him over there. Adira starts heading back for the portal.
You mean Kira?
Kira, because what's her face starts heading back to the portal.
What's her face?
We have
That's going to be a whole thing tonight.
Kira, Adira, Malin, Leoben. We have a theme, guys.
It's you know what whoever I am.
It's like an if-then series of if-then statements. Just
what's your name?
I don't know.
Adira's going to make a poor choice and cast greater invisibility on herself and then step her way up there.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
I will.
And then far step her way back. As soon as she sees whatever it is.
As soon as Adira disappears, Kira stops where she is.
Okay. Meanwhile, down with the dragon, is there anything going on down there other than harvesting dragon and collecting bones? Or is that pretty much what's going on?
Such a bad idea.
And unless something else happens down there, then that's all that happens down there.
What stays in the dragon lair, or what happens in the dragon lair stays in the dragon lair.
Okay, you say it like that, it makes it sound like Leoben fucked the dragon corpse.
Let's hope not.
Wow, that's not what it sounded like to me.
You know what?
And why are you signaling me out? I mean,
Because you're the only one with a penis there.
You've killed me.
That doesn't necessarily mean I have to be the only one that does the dirty deed.
You're also a horny teenager.
This went a place.
That I'll give you.
I would also like to point out that the only other one there is your sister. So if you're not the only one doing the dirty deed,
Mallin's
that
there
just
too.
makes it worse.
Malin is there too.
Not fucking the dragon. I'm
Not
sorry.
fucking the dragon.
I have some. Come on.
I'm just going to throw out two words. Arguing on Malin's against Malin is rage sex. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I have better taste.
Leoben, our motto is fuck that guy, not fuck that guy.
Yes.
Just because I have the sign.
Actually, that's exactly why our
That
minds
is exactly
immediately went to you.
Oh, God, sorry. Apparently my frustration made me punchy.
Oh no.
Jumping back to
You killed me.
Jumping back. As you guys are down there conspicuously not fucking the dragon corpse. Jump back.
Adira's making a very poor choice.
Adira.
So I just want to say I'm having a quick aside conversation with my roommate, and she's saying go for it, and I'm like, I'm not popping Leoben's cherry with a dragon corpse. And that is a sentence that I have said tonight.
I mean,
Thanks,
I said
Jesse.
conspicuously not fucking a dragon corpse. That's a thing I have said tonight.
Well, now hold on. If he did,
whoa, okay. Now,
We've gone all kinds of places now.
pop his cherry to an ancient.
What is happening here? Oh my
He doesn't
god!
have
don't
to
know.
be dead at the time.
Hello, Twitch streamers.
Oh,
Welcome.
Hello,
Welcome to what
viewers.
this is.
I
Aren't you so
Welcome.
glad you stuck with us?
If any
Didn't
of
you
our
know
Twitch
that this was an
streamers-
18-plus stream?
Yes, it is. If any of our streamers make T-shirts, I need a T-shirt that says "conspicuously not fucking a dead dragon."
That's too long for a t-shirt.
No, it's not.
No, but we do need shirts that say "fuck that guy."
We
I
do.
need that. Yes.
Or masks. We need masks that say fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
We need to get what we
Fuck
need to
this
do is
guy.
we need to get Brian a proper sign. Like I like the homemade
We
look,
do.
but like something maybe like in wood, in like wood burn. We'll get Nick on it. It's fine. Anyway,
like a
fine.
paddle.
We have
yeah, like
resources.
paddle. Fuck that guy. This is the fuck that guy paddle.
I mean, I know people.
All right,
Anyway,
we got this, guys. I
It's
am so sorry. Anyway, Adira,
Anyway,
you appear outside, and what you see kind of surprises you a little bit. You see a cadre of dwarves wholesale beating the shit out of those fire giants.
I love it.
Like the fire giants are holding their own. They're tough. They by no stretch of the imagination are they weaklings at all. But there's a lot of dwarves, and they are super not having these giants.
Oh, this is going to be a bad decision. Continued.
no. Oh God.
Okay.
You better get your ass back to Kira right now. If you die, she's gonna be real pissed.
You hear Kira's voice in the back of your mind.
You
This
fucking disappeared.
I don't have this many times.
you know where she's going, Kira. It takes a very small, low sense motive to do that.
I know.
How many fire giants are up there right now?
Still alive, there are 4.
And how many
None of them are
dwarves?
dead?
There had been 5 originally. There's 1 dead.
How many dwarves?
Like 50.
Oh, they're fine.
They're fine.
So, I don't want to actually do combat by myself, but just for flavor, Adira's going to pop up onto that ledge that was kind of up there,
Sure.
and then with greater invisibility on, just take pot shots at the fire giants,
All right.
and when the battle is won, appear before the dwarves right before she lands. The idea that I have is land the final killing blow on one right after she appears. How do you want to? You can do this whatever way you want.
When
just want it to
Adira
be a
does not
flavor
come
thing.
back, Kira's going to go after her.
Right, because this combat would take a bit. So yeah, I mean, Kira, you come out, you kind of creep up the hole a little bit, trying to be as stealthy as you can, and yeah, you see at
Not
this
very
point,
stealthy.
there are 3 of these fire giants still standing. One of them is the big leader guy, as they're fighting now, probably about 40 dwarves, and from kind of above, you're seeing just that faint,
I
invisible
see the
ripple
wub
effect.
wub.
Yes, of the wub wub as it slams into the giant leader, who keeps trying to do something about it, but then the dwarves draw his attention back, and
I glare in the direction of the wub wubs. And then I will charge into battle because it's Kira, and that's what she fucking does. God damn it.
Because I am not going to sit here and roll out the combat with 40 dwarves on the map.
Thank you.
I will say that Adira will reveal herself once Kira has engaged, because now she has a heavy thing between herself and the
Now there's another turtle target.
Very shiny target with a big ass
between you and the dragon, or you and the giants. It is a hard fought battle, but ultimately the dwarves and the two of you are the victors. As the last giant, the leader falls, and I would like for
neither of us speak Dwarvish.
Adira.
It's gonna be so great.
I would like for Adira to pick a number on a 6-sider.
Just one odd number on a 6-sider?
One number on a 6-sider.
Oh, one number. Okay. We'll go with 4.
Kira, I would like you to pick a number on the 6-sider that is not a 4.
6.
The dwarves get the final killing blow.
Damn it. That's fine.
There were more of them than there were of you.
That's okay.
Makes
That's
sense.
fine.
So standing as the two
Adira
of you
will float down.
Okay. As the two of you are now standing there, as the leader, very much like a Jack of the Giant Slayer moment. As the two of you are standing there, and the dwarves are all kind of breathing heavily and holding their various axes and warhammers and kind of looking at you.
Kira immediately lowers her weapon, and holds a hand out.
Adira waves.
Of the 50-odd dwarves that you had initially seen up there, Adira, there is about probably 35-ish left. And you see the most heavily armed and armored of these kind of move between the warriors and the dwarven warriors and the two of you as he kind of reaches up and he pulls off his helmet. He is one of the most unique dwarves you have ever seen, and that's largely by and large due to the fact that he does not have a beard. He's got this ridiculously square jaw. Like you could cut glass with his jawline. He's got, as he pulls off his helmet, he's got probably would be about shoulder length blonde hair, but it's kind of pulled back in a small, wolf's tail. And you see him, he's got heavier armor on, and he's got a chain around, a chain around his neck with we'd call it with a Mjolnir hammer. But it's akin to that. You recognize Kira, you recognize it as kind of the modern iteration of the stone, indicating this guy's probably a cleric or a paladin.
Gotcha.
And as he turns to you and he kind of stands between, in common, fairly accented common,
Thank
and
God.
I am going to lean into the dwarf trope. All dwarves are Scottish. Kind of looks at you and says, "That was a timely intervention on your part." I don't know what that was, but I'm going to lean into it.
I don't know either. We heard sounds of fighting up here. We just finished killing the dragon that was inside not too long ago.
In fact, 2. They're dead.
He kind of glances over at the dragon corpse still in the thing. Was that one extra?
What?
Say it again?
Was that one extra?
That one was extra, yes. But the ancient one inside is also dead.
It's dead too.
Kind of nods. So, are you going to take everything inside?
I mean, we were planning on it, to be real honest, but we also didn't know that there was anyone left who was coming back for it.
You note that he's still, he hasn't raised a weapon or anything like that. He hasn't put it away either, and neither have any of the other dwarves. He's like, "We do appreciate you taking care of the dragon."
I assume that some sort of arrangement can be made between you and our group.
Kind of inclines.
We did kill an ancient dragon, after all.
I have an idea. How many of your clan, what is the proper nomenclature for a large group of dwarves that share similar cultural values?
Kind of glances behind him and I guess clan works.
How many of your clan are here? I mean, there's 35 now, but I see, yes, I can count. But how many of you are there?
Okay. That's deep. I want to know what you're getting at, lass. What's your point?
Just out of character, do dwarves hate elves in this world or no?
I mean, everybody kind of hates elves in this world, so yes, but not any more than anybody else.
How would you feel about killing a lot of dark elves?
He kind of looks at the men behind him. There's dark elves down there now?
No.
Not down there, but the city of Winterhold has been overrun, and those who are left wish to take it back. We were hoping to find Goliaths here that would assist us, but the clan that we were looking for was slaughtered by the dragon.
Yes, we've done dealings with the Wolf clan, or the Volk clan in the past. It was a pity we could not take care of the dragon ourselves. Well, I don't have the authority to speak for the entire clan. You'd have to talk to our leaders. But given that you've done us a great favor today, I suspect you can probably leverage that into some kind of aid. He's now a pirate, and I'm here for
it. Pirate dwarf, it's awesome.
Arr. Well, how do we get to your lead? Take us to your leader?
Well, we have other friends that might like to join us.
Mm-hmm.
In this
we should go get them.
I would like to secure the facility first.
What?
Certainly.
You can, but I think we did a decent job of that.
I have no doubt.
But go ahead, by all means.
He kind of inclines his head and he kind of turns. You see him at this point, like he puts the weapon away, and you see him take the shield off his arm and just kind of put it on his back. And you see, as he does this, the remaining of the 35 dwarves do the same, or the 34 dwarves do the same.
Kira will also put her weapon away.
He kind of turns to the men. He's like, and he starts giving orders, and basically he ordered several of them to kind of stay up here, kind of clean up and secure the entrance here, loot the fire giant corpses. And so he orders about 15 of the 35 to do that, and then he and the remaining 19 or so head into the cavern. While he's doing that, do you stick around and wait for him, or do you head back in?
No, we head back in immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you head back in. You get to the portal. I assume you step through.
Yep. Yes. And Kira's moving very quickly right now.
Okay.
Because I would like to get back to the party and have time to give them a heads up.
Yep. Adira is
get in here.
Thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So not like conspicuous. God, words are hard. Conspicuously
so you
hauling
walk casually into the cavern.
Ass.
You walk casually into the cavern, and once you're out of like eye shot, you beeline for the portal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those of you down dealing with the dragon corpse, you were dealing with a dragon corpse and collecting the bones. You're just about done, Malin. Collecting the bones and the various talismania? No, that's not a thing. Of your clan. When you hear the decided and distinctive sound of somebody running down a hallway in full plate.
Clank, 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 clank,
Clink,
clank.
clink, 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 clink,
I
clink.
draw my weapons because this seems like a bad choice.
Right. So you,
I'm ready to throw down.
Clink, 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 clink.
and you see Adira and Kira charge into the room.
What's behind you?
Everything's fine. Everything's
Dwarves
fine. We're not
first.
under attack, but there are dwarves coming.
First. Yeah.
There are dwarves coming. These dwarves are coming. Which is great, but also we can't take all this stuff now.
I mean, we could take some of it.
We can take a lot of it, but we can't take all of it. But so hurry and take the things that you really want.
They open. Just shove a sack and teleport and come back.
That's fine.
But
This is fine. Everything's fine.
This is fine. But we have them kill the fire giants up top, and they may be willing to come to Winterhold with us and murder some drow.
Well, that's something.
But they have to take us to their leader to talk about it, and they want to come in and secure the facility, whatever that means.
I think we could probably. Oh, go ahead, Leoben.
There will be negotiations where I will not be talking.
Nor will I.
I can say things. It's fine.
Yeah, you talk.
Leoben, steal as much as you can.
Leoben, do not steal as much as you can. Just take some of it.
Requisition as much as you can.
Liberate. Liberate
we
it.
haven't technically stolen anything. We've earned this.
This is whatever. Sure, take as much as you can. I think I can negotiate.
Can you? Okay, everybody stop talking because there's probably somebody listening right now, okay?
Oh, by the way, Shadowlock is deadsies, and I pull her head out.
Oh, Jesus!
I mean, yay! Look,
Yeah!
There's a part of me that wants to be like, you forget you can't grab her by the hair. So, like, you pull her head out.
No. I have her in the bundled in the cloth.
I
You have
know.
her in a
Just
sack.
in my head, you pull her out by the hair, and like the skull and shit just kind of slips out of it.
Oh, damn!
That is not what happens.
That is not what happens. But apparently,
bundled in
I'm in a grotesque place.
You're in a
right
mood.
now.
I'm like fairly certain that's not how that works either.
It's not even a little bit possible.
Go with it.
That's what happened in my head.
Just roll with it.
Are you sure that's her? And
Definitely
not
her.
Like a clone or a twin or something?
Who knows? Take things. Everyone.
Kira does not take anything.
I mean, Adira has no use for all this stuff, but
For
Kira has the
money?
war
You don't have
hammer.
use for money?
I can't carry all that.
Fair.
I'll scoop the money up.
I think Adira will be able to negotiate for the dragon's corpse because we killed both of them. So
Sure.
Yeah, they have no claim over the corpses. They're ours.
I'm going to let Odd know that apparently there are some dwarven...
Folks, one of them was a cleric or a paladin. He had a symbol. I'm
He's gonna
pointing at my
super-
chest.
You,
like you
you
can see
should
it.
take your. He's gonna take your stuff.
He's probably going to want this warhammer, which is unfortunate because it's real cool.
Hey, dear, what was the last command you gave the golem?
rescue Draga or rescue Malin? Malin is rescued.
It is now standing there awaiting instruction.
Can you take it with you?
Did you try walking it through the portal?
Well, the dwarves may want it.
The dwarves may object.
It may not be here.
They're going to notice that their iron golem is absent. I honestly think it would be in our best
Steal
interest.
things that are inconspicuous, Adira.
Yes. To steal things that...
They're not going to know that we took the iron golem.
I'm
We're
going to throw this
We're
out
gonna
there.
know because what?
The barbarian is the voice of reason at the moment.
Could we
Even if it's busted, there's going to be an iron golem corpse somewhere. What are you going to say that it just got smashed to
It went poof.
pieces? Yeah, no, that's not No,
Could we-
The
inconspicuous
dragon
things.
could have done any number of things with the iron golem before we got here.
We
Could
are
we just,
not.
That
taking
is
Iron
not-
Golem.
Let me just
That is not
explain that if
reasonable.
I'm telling you that's a stupid story, that's a stupid story. If I'm
Can we,
not
like-
going to buy it, they're not going to buy it.
Can we tell it to just take a whole big armload of stuff and then go a mile west, and then we'll just go meet up with it later?
I just imagine the iron golem marching out with an armful of treasure past
Do you know
all
what
the
I hear?
dwarves.
Do you know what I hear in my head?
Oh God!
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Tajika,
Well, I
stand
mean-
for it.
As long as they don't hear us give the order, we can just shrug our shoulders and be like, I don't know, it must be malfunctioning. It just,
Oh, they're not going to notice not going to notice the Diro with the fucking amulet.
So what are we doing?
Lay open.
Suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Waiting there, I guess.
It is in our best interest if we are going to negotiate their help at
Yes,
Venturehold.
Adira has hidden the magic items, though,
Fair.
Fair.
on her
Those
bodice.
are portable. Good lord! I have
Where's
to
the
teach you
golem?
people how to steal.
The golem is also very portable.
It walks.
Yeah, it moves on its own.
Conspicuously portable.
It's conspicuous.
Wait, you didn't
I'm
say
going to try to
conspicuous.
negotiate for the iron golem. They can make more.
Fine. That is fine.
I mean,
that is up to you.
that's acceptable.
I have a game master question.
Yes, before I step away and get myself some more water.
When we got to this place, like how unused did it appear to be? Like, was there, for the areas that the dragon had not been to recently, like the administrative offices and where we found Odd, was there like a lot of dust on the ground, or did it seem like it was fairly well traveled?
There was a fair amount of dust on the ground.
It had been, what, 2 or 3 years?
It had been
since-
probably 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Oh, but not like decades or.
No, not like decades, like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
I was going to disappear on the cover of Joking Arguing so I could get some more water.
No, I
Oh,
just.
get
that
more
just-
water.
that-
No, I know. I'm
That
just gonna,
helps me verify our claim to things a little bit too.
I will not be. Come on. It's just behind me.
I swear to God, I'm going to look that up now.
What are you looking at now?
A gif of Mona Lisa Saperstein and Jean Ralphio singing "Don't Be Suspicious." Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
All right, cool. I'm actually kind of happy that Adira made the poor decision to go up there, because at least we got some warning before the damn dwarves
Yeah.
came down, you know?
That
That
could have
is
gone
true.
That
very
could have gone
poorly.
poorly.
Yeah.
So, the dwarves eventually come down.
Oh, hi.
I'm going to say that you've managed to squirrel away about a quarter of the horde.
Okay. Can I? No, I'm assuming you're talking about. Are you talking about just coinage, or coinage and art and potions and everything else?
Well, the potions and everything, I just assumed that you squirreled away.
Okay.
When I say a quarter of the horde, I am referring to basically the art objects and the coinage.
Okay.
Well, hold off on the math for a moment, because there's going to be negotiation.
I know. I'm just making a note.
Nope, and good. I'm glad you are, but just don't do all of the math right now, only to have it change in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm thinking of my phone charger. So the dwarves come down, and there is kind of a flurry of events that happen shortly thereafter. They come down. They kind of like the like when the authorities kind of reclaim an area. They kind of go through. They clear each room. They check you guys out. They've been told that obviously the paladin leader guy is there, so he's not interested in throwing down with you guys. And so they eventually kind of get everything in order. Several of the younger, like the paladin, like he sees the dead dragon corpse and he's kind of implacable. Several of the dwarves, some of whom you realize are younger, or for dwarves, kind of like, whoa, especially now that it's in a semi-disassembled state. They've pulled off like large chunks of skin, and
we definitely got the teeth.
I imagine you've gotten several of the talons and everything like that.
We're stripping it for parts.
You are stripping it for parts. Honestly, with your survival roll, I would say that you probably are sufficient to grab the chemical glands that create the fire breath.
Nice.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Get it, Katie.
Yeah.
If I see one of the younger dwarves looking, I'll just kind of like smirk in their direction and be like, I killed that.
Except it was Malin.
No, it wasn't. I got the killing blow.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I thought it was Malin. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought it was me too.
No, I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah, no, Kira, I got the killing blow on a crit.
Kira says it, and I'm just like,
I have it in my notes. Kira gets the killing blow on a crit.
I think everybody should just kill steal from Kira from now on. Just funsies.
Actually, you know what? You guys contested 2 kills.
Leoben, you motherfucker.
Leoben is contesting the dragon.
It was on a crit! I pumped a 5th level divine smite into that bullshit.
I remember the 5th level divine
Come at
smite.
me, bro.
I remember the 5th level divine smite. I remember now.
No.
I will smack Leoben down unabashedly. That was my fucking kill.
Still only counts as 1.
That's fine if it only counts as 1, but that one is mine, motherfucker. Literally the only kill I have ever tracked. Ancient Red Dragon.
Adira has sliced off a bit of its haunch and is testing it to see how it tastes.
ew.
When they come down.
Maybe cook it first?
Ew.
Yeah, she can make fire with a cantrip. She's doing that.
That is
She's
disgusting.
it's like a little bonfire in her hand. She's like roasting it on her the one dagger that she has.
I'm just saying, you didn't say anything about cooking. You just said you cut off a haunch and taste it.
And then she tastes
gross.
it.
Oh god.
She just kind of nibbles at it in the corner.
It is not good.
Ew.
She extinguishes the flame and flicks it and makes a sour face.
Meanwhile, Leoben's just giving you this.
I had to try.
Well, but
No,
why?
you didn't.
Oh, that's fine, honey.
And then Leoben just kind of turns around and with Odd is like, what the fuck? And like,
What?
And Adira's just like, this is the ultimate power trip. It tried to eat us, and I just ate it. No?
I mean, I get that. Still gross, but sure, whatever.
It wasn't good.
I mean, out of character, it's a very Aztec-y thing to do, but, you know.
We've also established that, well, I was about to, never mind. I was about to say, we've established that Adira isn't necessarily a good person. Anyway.
Fair.
Some time passes as you guys wrap up things. The dwarven paladin, who simply goes by Merrick of the Stone.
Is this like the Brad Pitt of dwarves?
Yeah, kind of. He's a little short for you, but he's sexy.
Kira will approach the paladin.
I'll take it.
Because Kira is Kira.
I need a little snack.
And we'll pull out the warhammer.
What?
And we'll offer the warhammer to the paladin.
Kind of looks at you and looks at it.
This belongs to your people, does it not?
Well, let me ask you this. Did you manage to attune to it?
I did.
Belongs to you now.
I think. I did, didn't I?
You did?
Yeah, I did, because I unattuned to the Cloak of Shadows. Okay.
That particular weapon selects the wielder, not the other way around.
I see. Okay.
He kind of lowers his voice. I would probably hide it when the clan leaders arrive, though.
Understood. When are the clan leaders arriving?
We sent word as soon as we secured the facility. Normally they wouldn't necessarily bother with this particular area, except for, he kind of gestures to the corpse of the giant dragon.
Yeah.
Most likely we will see the first of them tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, you are welcome to stay in our... And he gestures to the place where you literally crashed crashed the night before.
That is very much appreciated. I take it that any negotiations will have to be done with them and not with you.
I don't have the authority to negotiate.
Understood.
Or the temperament.
I am with you on that one.
As you start to kind of go back to your friends, he kind of grabs you gently, like in a trying to get your attention sort of way. He kind of leans in. What's the deal with your tall Goliath friend?
She's the last of the Vogt clan. That is Malin, Regan's daughter.
Right, but does she have a mate?
Oh, sorry. Was not aware that was the direction this conversation was headed. No, but she would really like one.
Good to know.
You're making me sound desperate, Kira. Damn.
She
Dwarves are pragmatic. This is sexy talk.
Hey, let me talk her up, okay? Give me a second.
This is foreplay for dwarves.
Your wing woman skills are
second. God fucking damn it. No, she is definitely open to an arrangement. She's incredibly skilled and talented, very strong.
Dura passes by and says, "I've seen her cleave an orcan too," and just keeps walking.
That's how it's done, Kira, right there.
In one swing, no less.
That's how it's done.
That's just sexy.
I mean, she is my friend, so I'm not going to disagree with you there. I just,
I will be a perfect dwarven gentleman.
Good.
No, I will be the perfect gentle dwarf. Unless she asks me not to.
That is between you and her.
Not on the first date. I'm not that kind of girl.
And you know what? Have fun.
After everything kind of calms down and you guys are starting to head towards where you can rest, Marek does walk up to Malin. Would you like to have sex?
Perfect gentle dwarf. Motherfucker.
Not at the moment. I am sort of burying my clan.
I can help with that.
That's a rather odd first date.
I could be dead tomorrow, and so could you.
Fair point. Fair point. Let me think on it.
In the meantime, I would happily help you bury your clan.
Well, that's very kind.
Not for the sex, just because it's the right thing to do.
Just such a dwarven conversation. Beautiful.
Damn!
Just straightforward.
You know, there's something to be said for that.
Man's as blunt as his chin is sharp.
It's the Brad Pitt of dwarves.
He's the Brad Pitt of dwarves.
I will also help bury Malon's clan.
If she allows it.
Yeah, if she allows it.
Oh,
yeah.
I will. I mean, I can't. Hold on, my cat is trying to eat a pine cone. Come here.
That sounds like a good decision.
I do have a...
Alex isn't the smartest.
Alex is not bright.
What is your question, Leoben?
Well, actually, I'll take... once, we kind of get settled down, like maybe before we go to bed for the evening, I'm going to pull Odd out and just, be like, hey, as you can see, many of potentially your kinsmen, your clansmen are here. And I was just curious, do you want me to tell them about you, or this sounds weird because I'm talking, taken out of context, I'm talking to a sword, but I really have actually kind of appreciated the time we've gotten to kind of talk and know each other here a little bit, but at the same point, admittedly, I'm not, I guess I don't know what you are looking for as far as your purpose, but I guess if I can help with that to some extent, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling here. I'm not.
Yeah, you kind of sound like me right now. That's kind of neat. It's okay. No, it's okay. Do me a favor. I'm happy to stick with you if you're willing to stick with me. I do have a brother. He wasn't here. But if you would let Sir Chin Man over there know that
Sir Chin Man.
That I'm a sword.
Do you remember your brother's name?
Corwin.
Did she ever?
It was Corwin.
Corwin. All right, let me go talk real quick, and I guess if I can find a time where Merrick is not necessarily helping to inter people or try to hump a Goliath, I will try to find an appropriate time to maybe approach him.
Go ahead, Malin.
At some point, I'm going to ask if these are all the bodies. If there's any other bodies or body parts that need to be collected from somewhere else.
Adira looks over Malin's shoulders and does one of these, looking at Merrick.
Oh, who are you asking? Are you just in general?
In general.
Oh. Nope, that's it.
Kira looks at Adira.
Rolls deception.
Dude.
No, I won't do that.
Nope. God damn it. There were some bodies out.
There were no bodies. Adira immediately turns on Kira. Is like, there were no bodies. There were only heads.
And there was a body.
Shadowlock's body. Who gives a shit about her?
Wait a minute. There were heads?
Yes.
I think I have the right to know whose heads.
I wouldn't... It would be better if you didn't.
And why is that? Do you think I'm just going to leave the heads of my clan on a trophy room somewhere?
No, nor am I saying that we should. I think you should let Adira and I take care of it.
Who's there? You owe me that. Don't give me that look.
A mix of individuals. Shadowlock was there. Actually, I don't know if we got the breakdown. Was it mostly Goliaths, Adam?
Yes, it was mostly Goliaths.
Okay, so I tell her the breakdown.
I have the right to know who was killed.
I do have one that I know you will not like. It appears The Rock was there as well. It would be best if you didn't see it.
Please let us handle it.
He was my father. Did you know that? They never said. It was the way they were, but I knew. He knew.
I'm very sorry.
It's my duty as a daughter to bury him.
What if we brought his head to you? That way he didn't...
It is not something that you should see, Malin.
The decision is yours, but...
Bring it.
Let us help you this way.
Bring it, but I am burying him. He's my father.
And so do.
Can Adira clean it up at all?
How do you make a decapitated head look nice? I
With
don't think
prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Yay!
I mean, Kira could also cast Gentle Repose if that would do a damn thing.
Honestly, if you did prestidigitation and then Gentle Repose, that would probably do the trick.
Yep, I will absolutely burn a spell slot for that.
Then you could taxidermy it. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry.
Ew!
You taxidermy it, then you cast Magic Mouth on it, and then you can just talk to your dad whenever you want.
Well, no,
what a great idea!
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No. Trap the soul. Trap the soul. That's what
Sorry,
you...
trap the soul.
So then it's going to be Bob, like in the Dresden Files?
Right, see? There you go. That's thinking ahead. And to answer your question, Phoenix, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm in a mood.
Yes, I am well aware.
Anybody proficient with a disguise kit? We could probably make it look a little bit more, healthy and lifelike.
I mean,
that's creepy.
Yes, I am, but...
Meh.
I know he's dead. It's his head. I mean, you don't have to pretend he's alive.
See, Adam, to be fair, when you said cast Magic Mouth on it, I had a different... My brain went a different way.
But to Dragon Corpse fucking territory? Is that where you went?
Wow.
Like, the scene in Big Mouth where the hormone monster skull fucks Kerosene Keeler.
Wow.
I think the wrongness runs in the family here. I'm just
It
going
really does.
Okay. Oh, cracker.
Wow. Our
My
wholesome
God.
game about slaying dragons and negotiating with dwarves has devolved
Has
into
turned
spell
into
fucking
something-
So
Kerosene.
at any rate, I go
Dirty.
find Merrick.
Sorry, God.
Holy Christ.
So while Kira and Adira go get the head, Malin is, because we've kind of collected and are starting to bury things. You see Merrick is kind of, like, Malin is kind of getting things together to inter in ground. And you see that Merrick is he's stripped off the heavy plate armor. And this dude is fucking jacked.
It's the Brad Pitt
Malin,
of dwarves.
get it.
I'm getting it.
Get
man.
it.
It's not on my dad's grave because that's tacky.
He's got like a Wolverine build. Like
Hey.
he's real short but just ripped.
I like it. It works for me.
And he's actually digging the graves. He is kind of off to the side a little bit, Leoman, if you've wanted to have that conversation.
Absolutely. And I apologize. We got a little discombobulated. What was Odd's brother's name again?
Corwin.
Corwin. Thank you. In Dwarven, I'll be like, "Excuse me, Master Merrick."
Yeah. What's going on?
So when we explored this area and fought the dragon, came across a very unique blade, and I kind of show him Odd. This blade is imbued with the spirit, the soul of one of the apprentices.
Oh.
And goes by the name of Odd. They said they do remember their brother's name was Corwin.
Well, I don't know anybody named Odd or Corwin. You do know that Odd was their assumed name because they didn't remember their actual name.
Right.
I don't know anybody named
Odd didn't really remember their Dwarven name.
All right. Well, I will do my best to track down their brother. And is it your intent to have him have the sword, or?
Well, truthfully, Odd and I have had a very developed a bit of a friendship, and it's ultimately up to Odd what they want to do, but more than anything, we wanted to let you know so that their next of kin at least knows what happened to him.
Kind of nods, and you see him he puts down kind of shoves the shovel into the ground and steps up out of the grave that he's digging, and he says, with respect, may I speak with Odd?
Odd, would you like to speak with Merrick of the Stone?
Is he going to take me?
Well, to speak with you, I mean...
Yeah, but take me, like away.
As far as I'm concerned, you'll go wherever you want to go.
Okay, I'll talk to him. So he takes the sword, and there's a kind of that you see from without for the first time. The moment you definitely had when you first grabbed the sword, that kind of like, whoa, okay, that's weird. In Merrick, but then you see them have kind of a conversation. He doesn't speak aloud. You're fairly certain that he's.
And admittedly, I'm still used to probably just speaking out loud to.
Right.
To
Actually,
Odd.
This might even be the first time that you realize you probably don't have to.
That's fair.
But yeah, so he seems to and he's kind of he's reacting. Like you see some facial, he's not great with deception and kind of keep the things back so much. Sure. So you see some reactions, and he just kind of gives it a nod, and he's like, "All right, I have at least a starting point. She does very much wish to stay with you, Master Elf."
Very well. Should Odd's brother in the future, provided he's still amongst your clan, I guess wish to speak to her. Granted, if our group isn't out getting thrown in the middle of something that and well and over our heads, we tend to make our home at Saul's Rest.
Very good. I will pass that along. You see him kind of step back down into the grave and continue to dig. One last thing before Kira and Adira return with Thurok's head. Leoben and Katie, you noticed the dwarves, kind of other than Merrick, have been avoiding you.
Have a what?
Been avoiding you.
That's fine.
So, Kira and Adira, you guys return. You return with the oddly cleaned up head.
A weirdly nice looking head.
Yes, I mean, here's the thing. It was the freshest of the batch to begin with, so it didn't take all that much to clean it up.
I could just see her first response. When did my dad bathe? What
happened? Did they clean him up before they killed him? What's up with that?
What torture? What torture?
How dare they?
Showing respect.
Those bastards.
So yes, you guys return with the head.
Indeed, we do.
I start whatever.
Okay.
Whatever rituals or whatever we would have done for the dead.
Kind of your last rites of the dead sort of thing.
Yeah, whatever that would have been for the tribe.
All right.
I'm on hand. Obviously, I don't know the Goliath rites, but
right.
Paladin and showing respect.
I would say kind of because you're doing it for each of the interred here. So kind of by the time you get to Thorak, who you do last, like Kira's kind of handing you the various accoutrements of the ritual, incense, the candle, that's whatever it is that is involved.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Just kind of handing to you as you need it.
And whatever marks of grief they would do, they probably, the ash on the head, the whole thing. Show my Catholic showing. As
you are finishing up with the Thorak, you see that Merrick he's been watching this entire proceeding very quietly and unobtrusively. When it's clear you are done, he does approach, and he again inclines his head to Malin and. Do you mind if I give the stone's blessing as well?
No, that would be quite kind.
So he kind of moved to because you've got them, lined up. And so he kind of moves to a central location and he starts singing. And he's got this deep, he's got that gravelly voice when he speaks. His singing voice is deep and clear and crisp. And while he may be just a tiny bit flat, it's still kind of beautiful.
Crap, he can sing too? I'm screwed.
I mean, that's his goal.
Get it.
I'm a sucker for musicians.
So he sings, and it's in Dwarven. So Leoben is the only one that really understands what is said, but it's kind of like calling for the stone to reclaim that which it had given, however many years ago. And as his voice kind of fades and it kind of resonates throughout the area, that is where we are going to take a bio break.
Ooh, excellent.
So,
good.
we've counting when we actually started, we've actually been at it for a while. So
that's true.
About 3 hours, yeah.
That's true.
So let's take 10 minutes. We good with 10?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
And it's fine.
Okay. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. The intermission screen is going to be for another game, everybody. I apologize. It's because I had to jump to a different stream. But this is the Saul's Rest game. We'll be back in a few minutes. See you soon. And we're back. Thank you for letting us pee. We needed to pee.
I maintain it would be a problem for you and the couch, so it's in your best interest to make that happen.
All right. Unless you guys object, I'm planning on going to about 11.
No.
Because I would like to sleep tonight at some point.
You don't get to sleep.
Don't jinx it like that, man. Anyway, so Malin, you have finished. The dwarf has given the stone's blessing over the deceased. And the evening, such as it is probably quite late. It probably took you like most of the rest of that day and into well into the night in order to get all of that done. Because you buried probably
lots of people.
Yeah, probably about 40 people.
In fairness, how many of... Okay, so I buried about 40 people. How big was my clan?
Much larger than that.
Okay, so there's obviously people that are not accounted for.
Correct.
So they're eating... And I'm just spitballing here, and I'm probably going to say this in front of, like, our group. So with the fact that Shadowlock is involved, it's a fair assumption that people in my clan have probably been sold into slavery.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, potentially, which was something that we thought might have happened at any rate.
Anyway, but now this just sort of confirms it.
Right.
Well, and a little bit of exposition for you, because the dwarves kind of, particularly Merrick, is going to regale you with what happened to the dwarves.
Oh. Wonderful. Tell us the tale.
Some years ago, and I'm not going to do it in his voice because I will not be able to talk in the morning if I do.
Fair.
Some years ago, this particular facility went dark. And then they started noticing, because this facility is literally the kind of the admin offices, and there is a way to get to a mining operation, which is deeper still. He informs you that this part of the reason why there's such heavy security measures here is this is one of the main mines for mithril in the Thrufell Mountains.
Oh, wow.
So security measures here are incredibly intense, thus the forgetfulness, all of that. And then, so they lost track of the admin office and then subsequently the mines, and then slowly but surely dwarven outposts, all of which are subterranean, started disappearing, going dark, going black, losing contact, losing touch, kind of radiating out from there. The dwarves that made it out early on, and you, like, Malin, you were still with the clan when this kind of started happening.
Okay.
The dwarves that made it out didn't know what was happening. They just knew that there was something that was causing whole communities to disappear. And so the dwarves that kind of made it out who basically they left because they didn't want to be disappeared. So they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know anything about that. They just knew that something was making entire communities of dwarves go away. Merrick explains that the clan leaders summoned a bit of a conclave and were in the process of trying to investigate what had happened. And they eventually did figure out that this seemed to be the source that everything was kind of radiating from. A number of missions were sent to this location, none of which returned. Finally, about 6 months ago, one of the missions had gone with this express idea of finding out what was there and then reporting back, as opposed to trying to deal with it. Of the about 15 dwarves that went on that particular mission, one made it back.
Wow.
Explained that it was the ancient dragon. Since that point, they have had him and his contingent of men, dwarves. And I will point out, the dwarves are there's no separation of gender roles in dwarven society, so like all of the dwarves here are male, female, and everything in between. So his soldiers had been kind of stationed here to keep an eye on things for some time, but that they had been when the younger dragon had moved in, they had actually been forced further away and only decided to come investigate when they had not seen hide nor hair of your cousin in some time, and that was when they found the fire giants escaping the tunnel and fleeing, and the rest you know. So yeah, that is the information that you were given from the dwarves.
So it sounds like they took over this enclave, and then they started spreading out from there, taking out the dwarves. Then they turned to the Goliaths, and they got rid of them. See, what I was expecting is that they were pulling in Goliaths to make them work the mines.
Well, that's just it, Merrick says. This is the administrative offices. We haven't even touched the mines.
Fair.
It's a cat floating across the map.
Hi, kitty.
Sorry.
I just imagine Titan on Roll20, that size of a cat, terrorizing the continent.
You're just gonna be okay. He's just gonna settle in right there.
Just Kira's brother's cat.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, he's larger than a mountain range.
Only sometimes.
Anyway.
He's a very good-looking giant. It's fine.
That's really funny. So what you're saying is if we go deeper into these mines, there's no telling what we could find.
He nods. So while I'm certain the clan leaders will... Sorry, wrong voice. I'm certain the clan leaders would be willing to negotiate and might even be willing to help to some degree with your drow problem. We still have a mine to reclaim. And their priority is going to be doing that.
You know what helps with reclaiming a mine? Bringing down the head of the thing that controlled all the things in the mine and saying, hey, we killed your god.
I imagine that would go a long way towards that, yes.
Do you want us to deal with you in kind?
I am a soldier, not much more than that. So, it's not my judgment call as to how it's handled.
How large is the mine here?
Well, he kind of hesitates. The nature of the mines in this area, this is the oldest mine on record in a history that dates back for many thousands of years.
So it's gigantic.
It's extensive.
And there's no telling what's in it and where.
By what it sounds like, well, my guess is they took whatever dwarves that they didn't eat, and whatever Goliaths that they didn't eat, and they forced them down into the mines.
That could be where my mother is.
Maybe when the Goliaths in general got a little worn down, maybe then they used Shadowlock to sell them off.
It's possible.
Or if they needed ready capital.
Or if they needed gold, yeah. Unfortunately, we find out that Goliaths, as a race, tended to be, because of their strength and endurance, tended to be
Very highly prized.
sold into slavery more often than others, as far as
specifically Goliath children.
Right. Sorry, that's right.
And they couldn't make and they probably didn't have, the children weren't strong enough to work in the mines, so they sold them off.
Right. For an immediate profit.
This is quite the little enterprise. They kidnapped my tribe, sold off our children for ready cash, killed anyone who objected, and threw the rest of them in the mine to mine their mithril.
We've I look over at Merrick. We've been pursuing the slavery ring in its various forms for some time.
The head of this operation?
I love that you're giggling about that.
How much have you had?
I've only had the one drink, which just struck me as really funny.
Fair enough.
That was really good.
I don't ever make puns, okay?
The head of the operation.
Kira literally has the head of the operation.
Yeah, as she said that, I imagine you were like just gently nudging the sack that's on the ground with your foot.
Right.
Just like towards the group.
100%, yes.
The head.
The head of the operation.
And is trying really hard not to laugh, but she's absolutely giggling.
I will say that Merrick probably gives a hearty snort. Well, I don't know. Does he know that you have the head?
I mean, I'm nudging it on the ground, so...
So he probably won't snort, but he'll kind of look at the thing.
Oh,
that's actually... Oh, that's good. I like that.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations on finding the head of the operation.
Thanks. I was pretty proud of that one.
So we have the simple task of clearing out a mine. And then the dwarves can come help.
That's not a simple task, Adira.
I would also like to point out that it's very unlikely that the leadership is going to allow you down there.
Oh, secrecy and whatnot. They don't want us around their mithril.
Yeah, they don't want us in their minds, which is fair.
I have no desire to go down there, so it's fair.
If there are Goliaths that are down there that was sent to do the mines, being that they are in the areas that you would prefer secured, what is your intent with any Goliaths you come across down there?
Are you going to allow them to leave?
Again, I don't speak for the entire clan, but we've always had a very positive relationship with the Goliaths. I don't see any particular reason why we'd want to keep them.
My mother is still missing. My mother is the leader of the clan.
She may well be down there.
She can speak if she is there. She will speak for the clan that you will find no dangers for invading your mind from us. And if she's not down there, then you have my word.
Which I understand and I appreciate. Yours is not the only clan that has been affected.
Fair.
So there may be a hodgepodge of different clans down there, I don't know. But,
yeah, that's fair.
We can have those conversations with your leaders in the morning.
He inclines his head. Well, if I'm being honest, more than likely, they will send me to clear out the mines. And several of my top lieutenants. If that is the case, then I can guarantee the safety of any Goliath I find alive.
That's appreciated. Is there anything we should know in terms of how to negotiate with your leaders tomorrow? I am sadly not terribly familiar with dwarves.
The noble caste are, He thinks for a moment. What are you doing?
I want attention, Dad.
Love me!
The noble caste are a pretentious lot. Big on pomp and circumstance.
Grand.
Adira opens the trunk that she has been dragging behind her the entire time and gets her finest ball gown.
Of course she does.
Only Adira would have brought a ball gown to a mine.
That doesn't actually happen. There's no way that she carried a whole trunk with her.
No. But she would take out her nicest dress, absolutely.
Dude,
we got really nice clothes in Imprese.
I was willing to go with you.
All right, well...
Pomp, circumstance, anything else? Hot topics I should avoid?
He looks down a minute. And he looks up, and when he does, he kind of looks in the direction of Leoben and Katie. I don't know who they're going to send. But it might be Regdak. He kind of pauses a minute. Lord Regdak.
And who is Lord Reddack?
He's one of the clan leaders. It should be said, and I definitely mean no offense. He hates elves with a passion.
Oh, good. I hope they send him, not for them, but for killing Drow.
Right, but my point is, if they send him to negotiate, it may be problematic.
We have ways of taking care of that.
I wouldn't be concerned.
Katie, you were saying something?
I was just saying that's probably a good thing if he's being sent to exterminate Drow. But yeah, not a great thing if he's being sent on a diplomatic mission.
Perhaps we should do things.
That's in the morning.
In the morning.
Future Adira's problem.
That's a you problem.
I had thrown the hat of disguise at Katie, which I don't actually think she needs. And I'm pretty sure Leoben can just disguise himself. I'm not worried.
Katie's actually very close in level to being able to just use disguise self at will. I'm excited for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that like can do the wild shape ability? It's like the many faces or whatever.
Yeah. But yes, I do still have the hat of disguise attuned.
Okay.
For that matter, I could go somewhere else.
Yeah?
No, I would rather not split the party. if we
Yeah,
don't
I
have
would
to.
rather have you with us. I would rather deal with
As a
this
group.
Lord's racism than split the party. If you're unable to disguise yourself like Katie can.
I mean, I can try.
Katie, didn't you already have a hat of disguise and I threw an unnecessary one at you because I didn't think you did?
Yes, so I now have 2.
Give him one. He can attune to it overnight.
If
Well,
I
but
do
he has
that,
other things attuned.
I won't be attuned to the helm of teleportation, which I think is more important.
You could unattune from something else.
Yeah, but you can only, well...
Actually, in
You can
5th
attune
ed,
to 3 things.
there's no restriction on where it is. I know we've kind of played it that way, but I don't see a reason why. Like, there's no rule against it.
Just because you're attuned to it doesn't mean you have to be wearing it right that second either.
Right. Well, at least in previous editions, I don't know if it explicitly says it in 5th ed, but the hat of disguise didn't have to be a hat. Like, you could turn it into like a hair clip.
Yeah, it is a wondrous item, technically speaking.
So a hair tie of disguise for your ponytail.
I want that. I want the hair tie of disguise.
I'm having an invader. Oh, she left.
Fair enough. I can, I'll borrow it then, and when we rest or whatever, I can attune to it. I'll just unattune to Saul's dagger.
Okay.
Oh, who have you got?
That's Winter.
Hi, Winter.
She's been sitting here headbutting my shoulder or my elbow for the last 5 minutes, so I figured I'd give her a little love.
I want your love.
All right. Well, is there anything else we need to discuss this evening? As some of us are a little bit worse for the wear from today.
Oh.
Hey, I had a dragon fall on me. I'm fine now.
Most of us are a bit worse for the wear after the day we've had.
It's been a hell of a day.
Yeah.
Look over at Merrick. Could be a hell of a night.
He shrugs. He's like, I'm down if you are.
I had a dragon fall on me. Let's do this.
All right. He leads you to an entirely different room.
Yeah, thank you.
That's also the name of the dwarven technique of having a dragon fall on you. That's
Having a dragon fall on you.
No, only when you're sleeping with one of the larger races and they're on top.
right. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Okay.
Right, so we do a tasteful cutaway as the sheets like kind of. And there's no.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not going to get explicit, but I'm just going to say, rumors of dwarven stamina are substantiated.
Score.
Well, yeah, they have like a +2 to con, so like no shit.
Do we get a long rest?
Alan
Please,
doesn't.
dear God.
Yeah, no,
You guys do.
No, Alan also will get a long rest.
Thank you.
Believe me, she will be quite knackered after she is done.
Uh-huh.
Pass out. In the morning, Kira will. Is it Leoben who has the bag of holding?
Oh.
Yes. Well, or at least I have the stuff written down. I mean,
yeah.
I'm carrying it.
Well, you're probably carrying it. Unless I'm carrying it.
No, you've already got stuff.
Yeah, no, I've got the haversack. I will snag Leoben and just, hey, can I put the warhammer in?
Sure.
Yeah, cool, thanks. And I will slide the warhammer into the bag of holding and make sure that I have my falchion, although I am not attuned to it, so I won't get fire stuff. But
well, you do have a long rest. You could attune to it.
I don't want to. I just don't want the warhammer out inside of the clan leaders because Merrick told me to probably put it away. So
that's fair.
I would like my a weapon on me, but I'm not gonna unattune to the warhammer. Okay.
All right. I need, as you guys sleep, and I'm just quick checking the time. All right, we got a half an hour left, so we're good. I need for
my passive perception is 19.
It's not that. I need for Adira. Well, David, roll me pick one number on an 8-sider.
One number and an 8-sider?
One number. That's not 8.
Okay, 3.
Thank you. Excellent. All right.
I don't like that.
Neither do I.
I was determining which of the 7 Dwarven Lords was getting sent.
Oh, please.
Oh,
not
so it
the
actually was random. All right, cool.
Yeah. So number 3
Was it Sleepy?
would have been yes, it would have been Sleepy.
Doc.
Actually,
No, number 3 would have been Grumpy.
Yes, there you go. Frightens me that we said that at literally the exact same time.
Like we're, in tune to each
Partners
other
or
or
something.
something.
Yeah, it's like we've been
Who
together
knew?
for a few years. Anyway,
It's crazy talk.
morning arrives earlier for some than others. And you find yourself still in the kind of room of rest that you had been in past nights. You do feel like you got your long rest, you healed up, all of that stuff, but you do feel genuinely like refreshed. You feel better than you have actually in a while. And you realize that some of that is the kind of oppressive nature of the administrative offices while the dragon was still there. Seems to have lifted significantly. And Malin, you are disturbed in your sleeping as you kind of hear and feel Merrick get up, probably far earlier than you want to get up. Kind of does his best not to disturb you.
Mornings suck.
He kind of says, "Why? You don't have to wake up yet. I just need to go see to the men."
If there's not coffee involved, then I'm not interested.
We don't have any coffee in our rations, unfortunately.
A variety of inappropriate things just came to my head. You choose one because I know you thought them too.
No, okay, so let me rephrase that. He's like, well, we don't have any coffee, but there's other things that we could do to help wake you up.
There you go. And done.
And round 7. Anyway,
Poor David. David's about to die.
It's not you and me having sex. It's Merrick and Malin having sex.
He's still grossed out.
I know,
Look at
it's
his
fine.
face.
It's pretty great.
It's fine.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Just be glad this is not a lark. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's not a lark.
Yeah, I've never been so grateful for social distancing.
Poor David.
For anybody
David, you are a long-suffering man.
For anybody who's tuning in and is not aware, David is my younger brother of younger than me of about 12 years. So me referring to sexual conquests is quite uncomfortable for him. And funny for me.
And I'm his partner, so it's not that weird. So
Right.
He's just grossed out on so many levels.
Exactly. So while Merrick and Malin
Wake up.
what do the rest of you do?
Wake up in a far less exciting manner.
Fair.
Adira's going to make herself look glorious.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I
I
expect
imagine,
nothing less of Adira.
For Leoben, once he's done with like his whatever kind of meditation and exercise routines that he kind of does as some of his things, he'll actually start working on Odd with Odd.
Okay. Working on Odd with Odd.
How odd.
Well, because using their input to help craft it the way they want it to be done.
Right. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll like if you ask, the dwarves will give you access to tools. Mostly at Merrick's.
I don't know if if it'd be like tinkering tools or smithy tools.
This would be more this would be more tinkering tools.
Okay, I'm not proficient with those, but
well, odd is literally in your head and is aiding you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you roll half of her proficiency plus your intelligence at advantage.
Okay. So what's Odd's proficiency?
Well, half of her proficiency we'll say is 2.
Okay. So I got a +3. So I'll take the 16 on the die as opposed to the 5. So that would be, and then plus total +3. So that'd be a 19 actually.
All right. So you are at this point. You are not able to do like a dragon leather wrap at this point because you have to make the dragon leather first. Wow, words are hard. Saying dragon leather is also not easy. So you have to make the leather first. So that part you're not able to do. But like kind of winnowing down the kind of caps of the teeth and everything like that so they'll fit. You are able to do, and honestly, you do a fair job. Of kind of putting everything together in the way that she kind of directs.
And I admit, I like to pay focus to it mainly because I want to take a lot of the effort because I want to make it the way Odd wants it. Like definitely not trying to scrimp on the detail.
Okay.
Even if it takes me a while to do it, because obviously I'm not as good of a crafter.
You're not going to get it all done in this time span, basically. So we'll say of the 6 kind of available sockets to put things in, you managed to affix 2 of the teeth in the way that you. And part of that is also she's being very precise about how she wants it fitted and all that stuff. And about that point, that's probably a couple of hours of work.
Kira would have been up early and spent most of the morning cleaning her armor.
Okay.
Which is a little awkward one-handed, but that's a whole thing that happens. And then
well, and I will say this, the dwarves who are around, and not Merrick because he's busy, but the other ones, like as you start to kind of like take your armor off, one of the younger ones, and actually you recognize him as the one you kind of smirked at the day before, kind of tentatively a little bit walks up and, if you don't mind my asking, where did you get your armor?
The bottom of the world.
Oh, so this is actually the blessed adamantine plate, like the adamantine plate.
Yes.
And he kind of turns and he turns to a couple of like other hangers-on who are kind of in the back, and like from a modern perspective, it looks like a group of teenagers who just sent their brave friend to go talk to the pretty girl, basically. I
was going to say the scary lady with the big sword, but sure.
Well, the pretty girl in this instance is not the scary lady with the sword; it's the armor.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it turns around.
You can be the pretty girl and the girl with the scary girl with the armor.
Right.
You can be both.
It's 2020, 2021. You could be both.
Both is good.
Both is good. So he turns around and speaks in very rapid Dwarven, which Leoben, as you're kind of working off in the corner, you kind of catch. He's like, "Oh my my god, you guys, it's really the blessed adamantine plate. It's the real fucking shit. And they're like, oh my god.
I understand none of this.
Yeah. You do see them kind of, subtly in a masculine fanboy way, kind of freaking out back in the back. And he turns back around and he's like, are you about to clean your armor?
I was. I'm kind of covered in dragon blood.
It would be my very great pleasure to assist you if you would allow it.
That would be very helpful.
So he assists you and handles each piece with the care that one might expect an archaeologist holding pieces of pottery from an ancient civilization that he knows could break with the very slightest just twitch of his hand.
You're going to have to put a little more elbow grease into it than that, friend. It's not delicate.
Right. But
dried blood everywhere.
I will tell you by the time you and he are done, it is the cleanest your armor has ever been.
Yes.
You gleam.
Yeah, you positively gleam.
Make those stealth checks even more difficult.
I'm already at a disadvantage.
Actually, Leoben, maybe when he's finishing up with what he's doing, he'll walk by and is like, we can put some dirty water on that to get the buff out. I mean, it makes it a little bit easier to sneak it. You know what? Never mind. Sorry. My bad.
My armor is so shiny right now, Leoben. Just let me have this moment before I'm covered in goo again. I don't get to look pretty. This is my pretty.
I disagree with that statement. I think you always...
Aww.
Kira blushes hard.
And then he kind of realizes what he said and goes, okay, cool, bye. And then kind of heads off.
And I imagine as he's heading off, Adira just watches him, just you're an idiot, and then just keeps.
Which is 100%. Yep, that's on brand for Adira.
Yep,
absolutely. Yep. Not even a question. Yeah.
Oh, the lack of game of 17-year-old boys.
Some good shit.
Eventually, Merrick finds his way out, comes up for air. As does Malin. Both of them looking appropriately disheveled. Or inappropriately disheveled, depending on your point of view, I guess.
Depending on who you are.
But as he comes out, they kind of come out. He comes into the room and sees everybody kind of doing, working on their own stuff, and one of the other dwarves who's not actively cleaning Kira's armor.
Look at the little cadre of teenage dwarf boys that are cleaning your armor.
Hey, it is so much easier than me trying to do it with one hand, because once the gloves come off, I have one hand to use. It takes me for fucking ever. This is why my armor is always a mess, which is a source of embarrassment. It's fine.
It's fine. Hey, no judgment.
I do the best I can with one hand.
No judgment. This is ingenuity. Go for it.
So you fundamentally have a workforce of teenage dwarves just
that is hilarious.
Cleaning meticulously every single piece of this armor.
It shines like the sun.
And it's dark down here, so you're not even sure how that happened.
I mean, it's blessed. It's
it's its own light source.
I mean, it's in the name.
True.
Wait, it has a name?
Yeah, blessed adamantine plate.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a cool name.
Bill. Okay, I'll workshop it.
Okay.
Anyway, so another dwarf comes up and kind of whispers to Merrick and kind of nods. And he looks at your group and It seems that the Lord has arrived. It is not Lord Regdak. It is, and see, I didn't come up with a name with all seven fucking dwarven clan leaders.
Improv.
Well, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to let my cat out of the bathroom because apparently I closed the cat in the bathroom.
Oh.
Come back with a name.
I mean, it could be that guy.
Likely story.
Could be that guy.
Happy, dopey, grumpy Doc?
Doc.
Could be Doc.
It's probably Doc. He was the leader.
I'm not basing the 7 clan leaders of the dwarves on Snow White.
You know, that's fair. You do what you need to do.
For a buffer bomber.
Base them on the 7 dwarves from Snow White. Basing them all off of Snow White would just be nonsensical.
It's true.
I hate you sometimes.
There's a wonderful meme going around that Snow White was really a vampire lord, and that's how she got animals to do things for her, and why she.
That is
a short story that
Neil Gaiman, Snow Glass Apples. It's fabulous.
Oh, well, there you go.
At any rate,
I ask the delightful teenage dwarves to help me put my armor on.
it is the fastest it has ever gone on.
Exactly why I was asking.
They're so excited.
Adira's going to ask you what I should refer to this dwarf lord as.
This one goes by Lord Corvar.
Corvar?
Corvar.
You still cut out for me,
yeah,
sorry.
You cut out again.
Corvar.
Corvar!
I'm using my laptop microphone, which is way less cool than my other one.
Got it. Lord Corvar. All right. Anything I should know before I talk to him? Do I bow? What do I do? The pomp and circumstance. What is the ritual for greeting a dwarven lord?
He will... And you're fired, Jess Techie. Jess is watching the chat, you guys.
Yes,
watching
I know.
the stream. She also feels bad for David, so
that's okay.
So that's out there.
Truth be told, I'm playing it up a little bit because it's funny, but here we are.
You're not as bothered as you're pretending to be.
No, not nearly at all.
Anyway, he kind of walks you through some of the etiquette rules. There's nothing too spectacular. He's like, this. Actually, to be honest with you, Lord Corvar, it's going to be probably one of the better choices to negotiate with. He's a tad bit or more open-minded about dealing with outsiders.
Good, he's not a racist. Yay!
Cool.
He kind of, when you say that, he's like, "Well, I didn't say that."
Fair.
But yes, he will more than likely be more forgiving than most of the others would be. Certainly more than Lord Regdak.
Wonderful.
Well, let's go meet him. Is he ready?
Yes, I believe he is set up outside of the administrative offices. And he kind of gestures towards the portal room.
We go.
Okay.
Can a deer, for flavor, can a deer flame on, but not in a creepy way, but just look in a glorious way?
You do remember that your flame on is frightful presence, right? Like, you know that, right?
Well, it's called awesome presence, but in the description, but the effect is frightful presence.
So no.
Damn it.
No, you can't.
Whatever. She just looks awesome.
She's stunning, and she's wearing her fancy dress.
Mm-hmm.
So true. Although with a little less cleavage, she's a little bit more modest than that.
Meanwhile, Leoben is looking like the goth kid in the back. Like,
Leoben just kind of leaned into his inner e-boy.
Right.
Okay.
I'm here for it. Kira's shiny.
Kira's very shiny.
Katie?
Yeah.
Are you disguising? Are you wild shaping? What are you doing?
Ooh. For now, I'm just going to be using the head of disguise.
Okay.
And she's probably not changing much. She's probably still going to be very much looking like herself, but human features instead of elf features.
Okay. So a little broader across the shoulders and the hips, a little bit shorter, a little less pointy ears.
Actually, she's going to do the form that she did before that was like almost Kira, but not quite.
Oh my god, that's
I'm here for it.
Okay.
Just to confuse people.
Here for it.
Sure, yeah.
Kira will walk like behind and just to the side of Adira and just try to look powerful and potentially intimidating and
I've
lend
got
the
like
power to Adira.
I've got like my mother's totem on, and as much as I can, like whatever. I mean, we didn't stand too much on like ceremony, but like just as much as I can. Like I've got my whole. Kira, braid my hair. I've got my whole Viking look going on.
Okay.
Yes.
Adira went through and like prestidigitation to everybody clean.
Yes.
You know.
So we look good.
So we look presentable. The two tanks are like flanking Adira. Is what I'm picturing.
Totally.
Yeah. We got this.
All right, Merrick kind of, and actually, as you guys are kind of getting coiffed and dressed and everything like that, you actually see Merrick starts pulling on his armor, and you see that it has been cleaned, probably by the same teenage dwarves, either overnight or at some point it's been cleaned. And after they help Kira get hers on, they help him get his on. And he pulls he doesn't put on the helmet, but he does put on. He doesn't, because the helmet he had on for the battle yesterday had a full face mask and everything like that. He seems to put on a second helmet. This one is more of an open face, and it has a circlet instead of being more helmety. And he leads you out. He's still got the shield on his back. And actually, you see, like he had the shield on his back, and so the last thing to kind of go on, as you see it goes on his back, it kind of shivers a little bit and becomes a cloak.
Ooh, fancy.
That's cool. Oh, I want one.
You use two-handed weapons.
I also already have a shield just in case but
you also
that was really cool.
You also have the cool adamantium plest armor that everybody like fawned over.
I know, but I could have a shield that turns into a cloak.
Oh, wow. All right, anyway. So he leads you out the portal, and as you kind of step out, you see that the battlefield, like as you come out of the hole, too, because it's about a 60-foot walk up, about 80 feet, walk up and out of the hole where the portal is, or where the cavern was. And you see the killing field where you had killed Malin's cousin, the younger dragon, has been cleared. You kind of see
somebody cleaned it.
You do see that the corpse of the dragon and the other various corpses of like the fire giants and whatnot are not super far away. They're kind of beyond that wall. If you remember, there's a bit of a structural wall there. Everything is still kind of in the same level of disrepair that it had been. It's just a little bit more organized. At the center of that kind of open area, there is a very large pavilion tent set up. And it's very fancy. You see, actually, and there's like banners stuck in the ground and they're kind of fluttering in the air. You see behind that there's a number of like wagons and nearby penned, or in the process of getting kind of penned in by like a makeshift corral. There appears to be large beasts of burden known as aurochs, for what it's worth. And you see dwarf standing kind of in front of the entryway to the pavilion tent, wearing very fine clothing. He's got one of those flat-topped, brimless hats on his head. He is wearing a pair of gold-rimmed spectacles that have what appears to be some of those like lenses that flick down, like you see a jeweler wear. They're not down currently; they're up. He's got several rings on each of his fingers, several like heavy chains around his neck. The chains appear to be made out of pure mithril, as do the rings. If there ever was a dwarven lord, this was it.
Nice.
And as you step out, he kind of makes a grand sweeping gesture with his arms and it's like, "My friends, you are the saviors of the dwarves. You have slain the great Red Menace." All of the Soviets just dead. Of the great Red Menace.
We are that good.
Please, come into my tent, and we shall discuss how we may best reward you for the service you have done us this day.
And we go in.
And with that, as we are very close to 11 o'clock, I think we're going to call it there.
Okay.
So, to everybody watching, thank you so much for those of you who were watching from the beginning and kind of dealt with our technical difficulties. I tried to still make it fun. I think the players had a good time because we were all pretty fucking goofy for a while.
Yeah, we were.
So we do play this game every other Saturday. I will run this very episode, what there was recorded of it, next Saturday, and then the Saturday after that, we will play a new session. Also, if you are around and have nothing better going on tomorrow, why don't you tune in? My very dear friend Brian, who's there,
Right there.
is running the Berezia Argia Chronicles for us tomorrow, starting at noon Central Standard Time. You are more than welcome to join us for that as well. So thank you all very much for participating and being active in the chat and all of that stuff. It's been a lot of fun, and we will see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.